The only thing you have to approve with quorum is the approval of the agenda.
You are live streaming. Would you let me know you?
The high score versus the low score in each scoring category. Behind that are pages which include comments provided by each board member, if any, in the various categories. The board has long had a policy where if a score indicates that improvement is needed, the board member who gave such score is asked to elaborate on how the improvements could be made. The fourth page of the document package includes a description by Council Member Mitchell as to his thoughts on the scores given and areas for improvement. The very last page is the table of scores from the prior evaluation cycle in 2024, just for committee member reference.
Questions? We're not going to evaluate the director, are we?
No.
No questions regarding the process and acceptance of the information that forwarded to the board?
That is correct.
All right.
Yes, so I noticed that one of the members did rate a particular rating that would require comments. I don't see.
That particular board member did not provide any written comments. As I mentioned, we do have a policy that says if you score an area indicating improvement is needed, that you indicate how that improvement can be made, but the board member in question elected not to provide any such comments.
Is that allowable?
It's a policy.
It's a policy. I mean, you can,
Right.
the general counsel can solicit that information again between now and our next meeting, but if not, okay, it still stands. It's still admissible as I would understand it.
That's right.
I just wanted to bring, that's the only thing I was bringing up.
The scores would not be disregarded for purposes of tabulation, verification. The board member question.
Well, to that point, I don't know if you don't have an appetite. Do we need to revisit that? I don't know that it's fair, in my opinion, that if somebody's going to be rated lower than a 3, as we agreed upon, that they don't have genuine feedback presenting why they're being rated lower than a 2. I don't think that's fair to whoever the executive director.
I agree.
I agree.
I'll say this, I completely agree, and I provided more of an explanation than, well, I agree with that. And I think it's unfair, again, having nothing to do with whoever's in the executive director's spot, to tell someone you think that they need improvement in an area and not provide direct feedback. Two things I would say. One, I would hope that the board member in question would take time to get together with the executive director and provide it in person. Again, can't require that. Because if they wanted to, just to meet sort of the definition of an explanation why, they could write a sentence that says, because I think so. But I happen to agree with you, Mr. Watts. I agreed with you so much that you see, I was thorough in how I spelled out how I was thinking, because I didn't, it's
Counterintuitive.
it's the right thing to do in my book.
So then we have an appetite as the executive committee to recommend a change to our bylaws that
We can't, I wouldn't have an appetite. I like the policy and I wish that it would be followed. But as an executive committee, again, it's sort of like saying, if I had written this in Russian and it made no sense whatsoever, it was, the lazy fox jumped over the fence, whatever that ASDFJKL semicolon is for typing. That's a response. It's not productive and it's not constructive.
Well, the good part about it, we're on the same page regarding that. Is there an appetite for a motion to go forward that if the additional information is not provided, that those tools be discounted as a recommendation moving through the board from the executive committee?
I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. The only reason I say that is because I can't question another council member's judgment. I would hope that.
It came with instructions, so.
Yeah, it did. And
But
I guess if they wanted to, that's my point. They could put a nonsensical sentence on a piece of paper and say, that's my explanation. I would make a motion that we ask Mr. Rowe to go back and share this conversation with the individual member of the council and really ask them to either, pick up the phone and call our executive director and talk about specifics as to why they got to that point, or to do us the courtesy of putting it in writing so there is a written explanation. I think that's all we can. I don't think we can eliminate their votes. It's not within our right, but
I didn't think so.
I'm so with you, Mr. Chair. I think it is unfair and I'm saying it publicly. I think it's unfair.
All right, so,
The evaluation was submitted actually yesterday. There wasn't enough time for follow-up.
it was the last one you got.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah, I will make a point, though, of following up between now and the full governing council meeting next week to see if I can elicit that.
All right.
Thank you.
I would also, with this, our executive director, as we present this information to the board for information purposes, I think it informs us all to see this. Public will be made aware of it as it is now a part of the public record. But I'd also like for this executive committee to take on the discussion and a potential recommendation going to the full board along with this evaluation of a recommendation for a raise for our director. Our director's not received a raise in how many years? 4?
It'll be 4 in January.
4 years, in 4 years. And I think that I think we ought to. I'd like for us to talk about that now and make a recommendation.
Well, I don't know that 4 years is accurate. She didn't get one last year or the year before, but she did get one the year before. So it's,
3 years.
oh, okay, I mean, it's been, right, this would be year 3 that she did not receive one, if she did not receive one.
Okay.
I would, I'll say this is my position. Obviously, I wrote a lengthy explanation as to why I thought Sika needed improvement, and I didn't know really which category to put it in. So that's why I gave the full explanation. I would not feel comfortable having written this narrative of supporting a pay increase. And I am just, I'm just one. If I get a motion that second is needed for us to move forward a recommendation, I would just ask that if we want to put it to the full council, I don't want to kill the motion if that's what it is. And Mr. Chair, as chair, you can't, you can't make a motion or a second. So I don't want to kill the motion if it's the will of this committee. At the same time, I'm not comfortable supporting it. But I would move it forward. I'll make the motion that we, move that issue forward to the full council for their considerations without a recommendation. Does that get you what you need, Mr. Chair?
Okay. I heard Mr. Watts.
Also, second, is that the motion?
No, I mean, do you have any thoughts on it?
Well, two concerns to your original point, Mr. Chair. I mean, she's here, and we're respectful. I don't know that we want to discuss the evaluation,
No.
right? And my other concern is bringing it to the council. We don't want to discuss the evaluation there either, right?
Well, we can discuss what I'm hoping is that 2 things occur. One, we accept the evaluation and for information purposes, and we would then forward it the same to the board for its consideration for information purposes. Separate from that would be a recommendation from the executive committee, if there is one, that a raise would be provided.
I would second Mr. Mitchell's motion, and that'll move it for discussion to the full council.
All right, well, it's been properly moved and seconded that consideration for pay increase for our executive director. Ms. Sika Green would be forwarded to the board for discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All right. All right, next.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Chair. Proceed. You will actually though have a discussion with the executive director
Yes.
on the evaluation, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is part of our policy.
Yes.
Okay. I just asked if you had.
To address all the concerns contained therein.
Okay.
Is there any other item that I need to be, well, I guess we have a quorum anyway, right?
We got it.
All right,
I don't think there's anything else.
Save me a pro.
I left.
Let's see. Property tax elimination reduction proposal.
Mr. Mitchell, before you leave, let me give you that. And take a look. Thank you. Okay. So what I am providing to the executive committee is a micro simulation of the proposed property tax reduction that came out of the House Select Committee on Property Taxes. Florida Alliance on Children's Councils and Trusts contracted with Bob McKee and Florida Economic Solutions to take those proposals and do micro simulations so that the children's councils and trusts would have an idea of what kind of impact they would have on our revenue. And so what you have, we will not go through today, but I wanted to provide to you for you to review regarding how we could possibly be impacted by any of those proposals. At last update from Michelle Watson, who is our CEO of FACT, the one proposal that seems to have a little bit of movement is the very last one, which is HJR 209. If you go to page 10, you'll see that originally that proposal was creating $100,000 exemption, and that our revenue impact would be about $1.3 million. So that would be $1.3 million we would not receive at our current millage rate, at the current valuation, taking that bill into consideration. The updated version of that creates a $225,000 exemption. And so if you go to page 11, you will see that micro simulation redone with that exemption at our current millage rate using current valuation. So we will be looking at about a $2.1 million hit to our current revenue. These simulations also take into consideration how to recoup some of the revenue that would be lost. And so the simulation uses a 0.5 millage rate, which is what we can go all the way up to that to see what that recoupment would be. Keep in mind that going up to 0.5 requires a unanimous vote of the council. And so I thought this would be the time to at least provide you with this information. We know that session starts early in January, and our FACT lobbying team, which consists of Derek McGee, Tara Reed Cherry, and Sarah Catherine, I can't think of her last name. Our lobbying team with FACT. We don't have one with Florida Alliance of Children Council.
Oh, okay.
Our membership
Okay.
organization.
Yes, our statewide organization. All right.
They are well versed on
We
this.
lost one to acronym.
I'm sorry. So they are working this issue for us and keeping us well informed, and also speaking on our behalf so that our memberships understand the impact to property tax revenue and what that means for us as children's council. So I will continue to keep you updated, but I thought that I would go ahead and take this first pass, and with your verbal approval, I will provide this to the council at our meeting next Thursday.
Second meeting I've been in on camera. Got caught with a piece of chocolate in my mouth. People want to forbid me from eating in these meetings. This is so amazing. And I can't wait to take this. And I'm not going to give you credit to the school district, because this informs millage discussions in an extraordinary way.
Yes.
And the approach that you've used in the past has been good, but this right here, this is exceptional.
So it'll give you
Because
some
armed with
idea.
that, and armed with this information and data, it kind of takes, for me, as a person who's not, I got my degree in English. And you got yours in English, but you wouldn't know it because it makes plain for me when I read in headlines. And the impact of those decisions that I read in headlines. And that's what I appreciate about this. So thank you. I would suggest, because this is going to take legs. What I would suggest, if I might offer, is an executive summary. That kind of, what was it, Philadelphia? Look to me like I'm a 4-year-old, right, or something, or in the 4th grade. Because this is really good information. Do you have any comments, Mr. Watts?
No comment.
All right.
So there are a couple more proposals that they are working on for us. When we get those, we will keep adding those to this document. I will add an executive summary that kind of explains what it is. This first general discussion tells you the process that was used to come up with these micro simulations.
And then when we talk about the recommendations that are coming forward, it's kind of hard to, it's not, it's a lot, but it's cute. I mean, it's comprehensive. But such that, because we generate this document so that no one misinterprets, that's all.
It's
I want them to understand most clearly. But this is fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome, absolutely.
Now, there's something else on the previous conversation. I want to be forthright. I am going to bring to the council. Is there anything that prohibits us from following the example? Well, I'm talking about for the entire team. That prohibits us from following the example of Leon County in terms of how it provides raises for its employees.
Nothing I'm aware of.
And the only reason I mentioned that is because we are created by the association between us and Leon County. And so if we were no different than how private schools accept the recommendation coming from the school district for everyone's academic calendar, we set the calendar, then all schools charter, the other ones for their own superintendents to include Family, DRS, Florida High, all follow our calendar. Is there any way, is it prohibited that I could make the recommendation that we would follow the calendar for the recommendations of pay raises, which we accrue based upon the cost of living, and then there's opportunity for merit-based raises, but that there is because I think that it is important that this goes back to what is my continuing conversation. We, as a Children's Services Council, must always make certain that we are good stewards of taxpayer dollars, that we provide livable wages. And if there's we talk about cost of living increases and the like, I know that that's something that we do with the county, but we get that either 3% or 4%, depending upon what metric they use. And that is applied for all Leon County and city employees, and they're always on the same page. They kind of come together on that, right? So I report to both jurisdictions. And and after the commission makes its recommendation, applies to all of us. So I want to pursue that further with you in terms of what that recommendation will look like. All right.
Yes.
All right.
Mr. Chair, may I add
Yes.
that, so as the executive director, I have the ability to and budget for cost of living, which I normally budget 3%, and then merit, which I normally budget 2%. And so consistently, I have done that prior to, and that has never been met with any consternation. And we do provide that each year.
All right. That's good. I'm gonna follow that. We'll circle back on that, right? All right, the agenda review is, I'm sorry, review of Florida open carry. No guns, right?
Basically, sir, the statewide statutory ban on open carry of guns has been eliminated. Based on a ruling by the District Court of Appeals, open carry is now allowed unless there is a specific statute prohibiting it for certain circumstances. One of those circumstances is no open carry at a meeting of the governing board of a special district. And so it can be included in the full board meeting, however, it's extended to committees.
But it doesn't extend to us.
The full governing council, that's right. It could be applied to non-public areas of the facility, for instance, office spaces.
Can we put signs up?
Signs to the effect of
No carry, open carry is not permitted.
for governing council meetings.
I mean, no, for our facility, I mean, they can't do open carry in in the office during the weekend,
They can. Except in office spaces, areas that aren't open to the public. If someone were to appear carrying openly and wanted a meeting with Sika, then under that policy, Sika would not bring her back into the office space. She would meet in the open public areas.
So I have a question, if I may. I am concerned mostly about the FRC because children. So do we have the ability to prohibit open carry
You do not,
for children?
you do not.
the duality of our facility does not provide any exemption.
Open carry is allowed. I prepared a memorandum kind of summarizing the change in law. There's a table at the very back end on the last two pages to kind of give a summary of, as you can see, it's open carry is pretty broad.
Okay, but it is prohibited in our meetings.
Of the full governing council.
All right. Full, what about this meeting here?
It is not.
All right, thank you.
Now, these measures have been instituted before the state legislature has had a chance to revise statutes to further clarify what the intent is there. It may be that the legislature adopts new measures that say committee meetings are also included. I note that for the legislature, the ban remains in effect, and for committees of the legislature, but with respect to local governments, the ban only goes to the full governing board, meetings of the full government.
Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, anything else from you, Mr. Locke, on that issue? No. Okay. That's because you care, don't you? I would say, December 18th, governing council meeting agenda review.
Yes, here, so you will see we are at the,
It's just the next page.
Oh, this. I'm sorry.
flip back one. There we go, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
So you'll see the agenda, the draft agenda there, all of the normal things there. Under number 5, the general counsel will have the employee disclosure, which was requested for the council to approve, and there's a resolution that goes with that. He will review open carry as he did here so that the council understands that. We'll have committee reports from the executive committee, minutes from the meeting, the executive director's evaluation, and I will provide the update.
I want the executive director's evaluation and compensation review separated.
Okay,
I want the executive director's evaluation to be accepted under consent and the compensation review to come from the executive committee.
got it. Okay, we will make
Does that
that
work for
change.
you?
Yeah, I actually had a question on it. What did the asterisk mean?
Means that there will be a council vote.
Okay,
And we put it at the bottom of the agenda.
Yeah.
That goes out.
we have in our bylaws, it's automatic, the discussion comes up conversation. Isn't that right? With the evaluation?
No, it's not in the bylaws, it's in my contract.
It's in your contract.
It's in my contract. I have a 2-year contract. I am finishing the first year.
Yeah.
And every year the council can decide.
Why do we have I thought it's automatic.
No, it's not
No.
automatic.
No, okay, all right,
No.
okay.
And
Automatic, I mean,
because
the
I feel like
discussion.
to say this,
Yeah, go ahead.
I've never even received a cost of living increase. And I feel like I need to say that. So.
But yeah, I agree with the structure you just provided.
All right, so we'll do that. Then we'll do the property tax elimination update, add it with the executive.
We call this?
Yes. And I will add that on the executive summary that will be on the front of this.
What is this, that report? Hold on. Hello? Yes, I'm here at the Children's Services Council office. I can meet you in the lobby. All right, thank you. I apologize.
Okay, no worries.
Thank you.
Yes. So we will make,
Have you joined it?
okay, Okay, so then we will do the Finance and Budget Committee with those minutes there, the financials and the recommendation that came out of programming. We have 211 Big Ben that is going to give a presentation on the work that they do. And then our upcoming meetings,
All right.
and that is our agenda.
What was the decision regarding our banking institution RFQ?
I believe the recommendation was to recommend Service First as the new institution, with them agreeing to 81% of the treasury rate as far as our interest rate, and pending our team working with them to ensure that we feel comfortable with their what's the word I'm looking for? Their system, our ability to use it, online banking, all of the things that we enjoy with our current institution. And so that was the recommendation.
I just think you guys did a great job with the turnaround time and being able to get it towards a resolution and execution. I just want to recognize you for that.
Thank you on behalf of the team. Thank
Who
you.
all applied?
So there were 4: Capital City Bank, TC Federal, Mid-Florida Bank, and Mid-South, not Mid-Florida. Mid-Florida is who Prime Meridian's merging, but Mid-South Bank and then Service First. So we got 4.
Mid-South is, who's merging with Mid-South?
Mid-South Bank.
Who's merging with them?
No. Prime Meridian is merging with Mid-Florida Credit Union.
Oh.
And then TC Federal is merging with Colony Bank.
Has Service First been involved?
They have not, because we still need
The full council.
for the full council. However, staff has been empowered to go ahead and contact them with the preliminary results so that we can test the online features and the other features that they are not promising, but put in their proposal to make it easy for us to.
Are they coming to us to the full board ranked? Or are they coming with a sole recommendation?
Just a sole recommendation. That was the sole recommendation.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I know we're winding down to a close. This is still sitting with me, and I just wanna ask, bring this up. With that 2 rating, if the member to Mr. Rhodes' point submitted it at the last minute, and it's going to reach out, with the person I don't know, our bylaws allow for that person, if they feel like they wanted to revise their evaluation score? Do we do that? Would that person have the
Yes,
ability?
I think they would. We don't have like the level of detail in our documents or even in Seeker's contract really address revisions to scoring. Unless the board were determined not to accept it, the board.
If it's their score.
I know. I just,
I can't imagine us saying that once you submit it, you can't bring it back.
Okay. I just wanted to, if it's an option, if it is an option, that when you do have a conversation with a member, that be offered to them. Just, 2's in my world, it's a big deal, and you're talking about bringing forth a raise, so I just think that person should have that information if it was a rush.
It was a relatively significant deviation from the prior scores by that.
Exactly.
And from everybody else's.
Well, we won't put our finger on the scale, but you reach back out to that member and have them to provide the information that bylaws that our process requires regarding their scores, and if they make any amendments, then that's for them to decide. But we're not certainly not at the behest of the executive.
Correct. That's all. Thank you.
I agree with you. Thank you.
So we're done with barring the change that we're gonna make. That's a review of the agenda.
I do want to make a recommendation. We need swag. I want some Children's Service Council swag. I got me a polo shirt. Everybody needs to get a shirt. You can tell us what the costs are for hats, shirts, pins, all of that. And I know I'd buy it if it was made available to me, particularly in a variety of colors, right? And let's talk about that.
Okay.
I think as we continue to go before the public, both our staff and board members, I just think, and I love our logo.
So we do provide council members upon appointment or a shirt
Yeah, we got
and a
that,
name tag.
right, we got that black shirt.
And we do have swag that we purchase for when we're out in public.
And
You'd like a little helper, okay?
see, you know,
We'll look in that.
I'm proud to be a part of this organization, and like I do with all of my schools, I have swag for all of my schools. Anytime you see me most days, if I'm not dressed like this, I got on a school shirt. And I'm proud of the Children's Services Council, and I am willing to pay for it. I need you to give it to me. You gave me my other, and you got some unrestricted revenue that we can use for Christmas parties or something.
I just want to make sure you saw the comments in my executive director's. In my evaluation. Okay.
Mr. Watts, do you have anything else?
No.
Right. Mr. Rowe, anything else?
Yes.
Team, Mrs. Green?
No.
Well, I want to thank y'all for this executive committee meeting. We will return on Thursday, December 18th for our governing council meeting. And I want to thank everyone. I want to thank all of our council members for the role that they have played in attending our meetings, our committee meetings in advance of our executive committee, our governing council meeting. And so thank you to everyone. Also, I did not attend the CSC, the workshop we did for FRCs, but I'm coming back with a recommendation regarding our FRCs as well. All right,
At our next meeting.
at our next meeting.
Okay.
All right, if all hearts are satisfied, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
12:37.